the Lincoln University, Pennsylvania. Head coach is Herbert Pickens Jr., Brian Robinson, defensive back, and running back Stephen Scott.
Morning, Coach. Creighton Rabs from Hero Sports. Now, Coach, you've been with the program since it was rebooted back in 2008, and then we know there have been some struggles during that time. However, talk about your vision for this program going forward.
Basically, my vision for this program going forward is to make sure that we always put a product that's going to compete. That's kind of been our downfall. We've kind of fell short when it comes to kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. And that's something that we really, really focused on in the spring. And that's something that, our young man have finally kind of seen that was our downfall. So really, it's just having a competitive nature and believing that we can compete with all the teams in this conference.
Now, bringing in the talent to Lincoln, you look at the area surrounding, you're right outside Philadelphia, even though it's a very deep talent pool, you're also competing against the Westchesters and the other schools in the PSAC. So talk about those challenges for a moment.
Competing for PA talent is tough with the PSAC right there. But we've done a good job of patrolling schools in Philadelphia. We also reach out Baltimore, D.C. If you look at our roster, we're kind of national. We have our guys coming in from California. We have guys coming in from Georgia and also Florida. So it's something where, we look for more of a broad talent base, seeing that we understand that the talent is kind of saturated in PA.
Steve, talk about, you're coming off a record-setting year for the school, and in the context, of course, it's only been 7 years, but nonetheless, who are some of your teammates on the offensive side who you think are going to step up big this year?
Well, with the talent we got coming in and also with the talent that we're bringing back from last year's team, the offensive line is going to be huge for me, and I think they're going to play the biggest role on our team because a lot of the places where we came up short last year had to do with just the offense not being properly gelled. It's like situations where we're on a goal line and something doesn't go right with one of us, whether it's me or my offensive line or my quarterback or even just a play call. There's a lot of things that have gone wrong that didn't help us gel. But this year we've come together, especially with the coaching change. We have a man that we trust, and we feel like it's going to be a great year.
Brian, as a defensive unit, the Lions had 6 defensive scores. So, it certainly is an impressive accomplishment. One, how do you look to build off of that? And two, who are some of your teammates on the defensive side who look to have an impact this season?
The way we can build on that is just continually flying to the ball every play like we did last year. As far as returners that are coming back on the defense, I think you should look out for Waddell Lewis, our linebacker. He's a very good football player. But the defense just as a whole unit, I think we can make some noise.
As a follow-up, Coach, Doug Cook, your quarterback, has graduated, and it looks like we might have an interesting competition under center heading into camp. Talk about that for a minute.
Well, one thing we did was we're bringing in 7 quarterbacks. So our motto is somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to win. Right now coming in, our leader is E.J. McKenzie. He's a returning senior. One thing we do, EJ has a lot of intangibles, but once again, got to have competition at every position. And the one position that we want the most competition is that quarterback because we want the best player to step forward. So that's why we're bringing in that many guys.
Brian, even though this being the third coaching change in the last 4 years, knowing that Coach Pickens has really been there the whole time, and he's been the one constant in the program, how much of an impact does that have from a player's perspective?
I think both our past and present coaches have put us in a position to be fully prepared to play the games on Saturdays. But I do have a lot of faith in Coach Pickens. He's been with me for my 3 years there and going on my 4th year. So I have a lot of faith in him, and I'm looking forward to the season.
Yeah, Coach Reggie, Sports Talk 1450. Can you talk about a little bit the programs that your school does as far as the incoming freshmen, as far as the sports staff? And also follow up to that, what do you think the main games you have to at least get started in the beginning in order to kind of get your program in the right direction?
Well, first I'll start with the game situation. The way we look at it is every game. We can't afford to just look past anyone. And I mean, we're the type of team that what we're planning to do is just keep our heads down, focus on us, and really just take everything from one quarter at a time, one half at a time, to one game at a time. So when it comes to that situation, we're looking at everybody. Programs for our freshmen, our biggest thing and our biggest charge as a coaching staff is to make sure that we make our young men better than what they were when they first stepped on campus. The one program that we kind of tip our hats on is our study hall program. Boosting a team GPA 2.75. We have a lot of guys that succeed academically. Our career service program is excellent at Lincoln. It really prepares our young men for after their 4 years. So it's something where, we introduce them to that their freshman year. And we make sure that they go over there at least once a semester, just to kind of update their resume, kind of keep them, in the loop about different jobs and different internships in the careers that they're interested in. And that's just a big charge as a coaching staff that we really, really make sure that we push to our young men because, ultimately it's bigger than the game itself. The game is just an ends to a means, and that means is getting that degree and then going on to start your career.
Coach, will you be looking at getting junior transfers in?
We have a few junior college transfers in, and that's something that we've always kind of dabbled in. But the one thing we want to really, really put our stitch on is getting young men in that's going to be there for the 4-year stretch, because that's how you ultimately build your program. We don't want to just always go for that quick fix with the JUCO ranks. Now, in certain positions, yes, but ultimately we want those 4-year guys so we can build on something that once this program really, really gets rolling, we're not just a 1-year deal.
Right. And to Mr. Robinson, Mr. Scott, the good, bad, and ugly of the program.
I start with, I guess I'll start with the bad. Just, we needed to come together a lot more, which we made progress with over the spring, of course. And that was pretty much the only thing that I really harped on during the spring was that we needed to come together. We need to make sure that we're going to do something. We do it all the way through. Even if it's sprints, you finish all the way through the line. We need to finish everything. A couple games last year where we could have won if one or two things went differently.
It's true. Homecoming
in particular. I mean, as a team, we got to take that charge that we didn't finish last year. But we're going to make it better this year. And the good, we didn't get, I don't want to say it's a bad thing to anybody who gets a new coach, but our new coach is someone that we already has the team's respect and trust. So that'll speed up the maturation process of the team.
Okay, Mr. Roberts.
As far as the ugly, I think we just need to stress finish for our team. Like Scott said, it's been a lot of close games where we could have won and we fell short by just a second or one big play. So I think we really need to stress finish with our team. And as far as the good, we have a lot of talent at our school, and I think that we can really do something. We just got to put the pieces together.